Well, it's Tuesday. I've been standing on the door since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm freezing cold, soaking wet, and starving, and no sign of Christian. None of that is true. I wasn't holding out much hope for this week. Well, I thought it'd be in the right area, and to be fair, I think I'm quite pleased with the result. And you might think, well, that's a bit odd, Mark. You're in zone three. Yeah, I am, just outside zone two there. But what made me think I got no chance this week is because it seemed nearly all the thumbnails of all the other channels of the guys that do BOTB videos, they'd all put the ball. No, I got to confess, I didn't watch the videos, but on the thumbnail at the start of the video, I could see a lot of them had put the ball around this area. And I thought, I just can't see it. I can't see either of these are looking over here in that area. He particularly wasn't, the guy on the left. And I thought, well, I got to stick with where you guys have gone, and where I thought it was around this sort of area. Why I say I'm pleased is because this guy at the front here, I think I got him spot on, because if I drew a line now from his eyes, it would go up through mine to get to the winning cross. But I hadn't quite gone high enough for the player on the right. So if I'd drawn a line straight up there, followed that route, but gone a bit higher, it would have been damn close to the winning cross. But I didn't. And I lost, and I got 15% back. So, but yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm pleased that I was a lot closer than, and I stuck with my guns of the area I thought it was. Let's have a look at what the judges thought then. I think the judges thought very much in line with all of us. It's not a very tight cluster. It's quite a spread out cluster there. There's one over on the left above the hand, but I think they're likely to remove that because it is further out than the rest of the cluster. Everybody else seems to think it's over this side, so I think they're likely to remove that one. They might not, but I think they're likely to remove that one over there, because to me, I know we all look at it differently, but I can't see how you could put one over there over the hand. It just seems too far out from where everybody's looking there. So that's where they've gone so far. So let's skip to the end and see who's they've taken out or what the result was. So yeah, they've taken out Kieran Fitzgibbon's cross. That was the one above the hand over to the left there, and they've just stuck with this. But like I said, it is a cluster there. You can see it's a cluster, but it's not a particularly tight cluster. But it is the area where we all thought it was as well. I mean, our guys, how many crosses did we have? Was it 9, I think, 9 or 10 we had on Saturday, and our average was that sort of area. I think it was down by that one where I'm wiggling about up there. It was around that sort of area, because I wasn't far from the average. Alright, but there we are. No, so I could see the guy when an Audi, I think it was an S3. I'm going to watch the winning video after this. I'm actually in the middle of the new Aquaman movie. I'm about 25 minutes into that. That looks really good so far. I mean, not that I stole it or anything. Right, let's have a look at this week's picture. Now, it's an unusual picture in that they've practically filled the screen with just 2 players, which they don't usually do they? They're usually much smaller than that. There's much more background, there's people in the background, there's other players and everything. But they've practically filled the screen here with just these 2 players. Obviously, they've made up a scene that never existed. They've photoshopped this together, and also photoshopped the head of a chicken on this player on the right. I don't know what that was about. So you're probably wondering why I've got 2 crosses in there. Well, I'll tell you for why, Nessa. Was because the first one there was where I first thought, the one on the right was where I first thought it would be. Because this player on the right hand side with the chicken's head, he's obviously looking down. Now, I don't mean he's depressed. I mean he's looking below the horizontal. So he's looking. Let me draw a line from there. So to me, he was looking down in that direction there, roughly. Might have been a little bit higher, but the problem I had was the other guy here with the curly hair here. I couldn't. If I draw lines from his eyes, I can't get a line to go from his eyes higher than the other player's beak. Even if I draw lines from both eyes, I just can't get them to go sort of any higher. And I thought, well, they don't really cross over. So let's go to the extreme here and picture then that they're looking more, if I look at it then more in a 3D effect, so they're looking more in my direction. So then I went for the middle. Now, the judges like to go in the middle between two players. They do it quite a lot. So I thought, okay, well, let me draw some lines in from here, because I can't see how this player on the left can see the ball if he was in either of these positions. I mean, obviously he'd be able to see it in his profiterole vision, but he's not. He can't be looking directly at it. So the only thing I could do there was to put it further away from the player on the right, because if it was where I put it the first time, then the ball, if you imagine a much bigger ball than a cross, ball there is going to be too close to his head. And he doesn't look as though he's really reacting to a ball coming away from him or to him. So it didn't really sort of add up. So it had to be further away from him. Even though I can't get the player on the left eyesight to match up. But that's where I'm going right now. So I'm going to remove that that one on the right hand side. Whichever one that is. That one. I'm going to remove that one, and for now, I'm going to stick with that one in the middle for a number of reasons, in that he could be looking at it if it's quite a bit in front of him. And, of course, this other guy with the chicken's head, he is looking to his left. So it's possible that it could be that sort of area, and he could be looking up at it well in front of him there. So I'm sticking with that one for now, which is, I know that was a lot of waffling, a lot of talking, but I've gone basically in between the two players and slightly down from the horizontal. I might have to push it up a little bit higher. I'll have another look at where this player is looking. Is he looking down that low? So that one is 21621168. I'll put that as the first one in the comments. Let me get the target up here. And take the hide the lines. Now, are they looking at that cross or zone 1 at least? Well, the player on the right, yeah, he probably could be, because his right eye definitely could be, or might even be looking a little bit lower, but his left eye probably looking a bit higher. So I'll leave it there because it's in between the two then. The player on the left in the white shirt, I'm still not 100% convinced. I just can't see that he's looking that high. But I've got to stick with the fact that it is much closer to us than him. And it can't be particularly close to either player. And the judges do like going in the middle of two players. So yeah, I'm sticking with it. I'm waffling too much. I'm going to stick with that. 21621168. I'll put that. So let me know your coordinate, guys, and let me know who you got on as well, because be interesting to see how many of you sort of went near the area that we decided it was, or followed some of the other sites which seem to have put it much further left. Perhaps they actually hadn't in the video. They might have gone where we were, just that the thumbnail showed it, showed the ball above the hand, which I just couldn't see that at all. Well, there we are. Right, what did Revcomps do this week? So these are the ones for Thursday night's draw. I can't remember if I went through these on Saturday. I must have. Surely I must have. Anyway, I got a ticket for this Lotus because it's 70 grand cash alternative. And I had a ticket, one ticket on this. There was nothing really I wanted, but I had one ticket on this Mini Cooper because cheap tickets, low odds, and if I didn't like it, it's probably easy to sell, isn't it? Small car, Mini, be easy to sell, that will. You'll be gone within days. What I didn't notice, so one of you guys pointed it out, thank you, was that this Jeep has a 50 grand cash alternative. I hadn't noticed that last time I discussed this, if I discussed it last time. But then, so I got a ticket on that now. So I got a ticket, one each on these top three. But then I looked closer at the Jeep and I thought, oh, do you know what? It comes with 20 grand. That would be a bit of fun. A nice big off-roader plus 20 grand. And then I looked at the stats and everything on it on Parker's spec check. And it was like insurance group 40. The claim miles per gallon is 25, which means it's going to be in the teens because it's going to be lower than that. Road tax is 570. I thought, yeah, that's ridiculous. It cost me a fortune just every time he went out to that. So I'll take the cash, 50k. I'll take the cash like as if I'm going to win it. Ford Fiesta ST line, always nice, lovely cars they are, but it wouldn't replace what I got, so I didn't bother with that one. Ranger Wildtrak, these 4-wheel drive pickups are always popular. Land Rover Discovery Sport 7-seater, they're nice enough, but there's a big problem with Range Rovers and insurance these days, and Land Rovers. Fiat Abarth, I know you guys like those, and a nice big van. If you're into that sort of line of work and need a big van, perfect. So what did they put on last night then for next Monday? This caught my eye. I know I've said about don't touch Range Rovers with a barge pole, but this Range Rover is the new spec because it's 2019 when the facelift and everything and the new interior came in. It's the D150, so it's the lowest powered of the Range Rover Sports, Range Rover Evoques. I see 150 brake horsepower, and it's the diesel, and it's the S model as well, which is the lowest spec. But even though it's the lowest spec, it's still got like heated seats, auto lights, auto wipers, sat nav. It's still got all the gear. But what really struck me with it was how it looked. Look at that. There's that not the most beautiful car you've seen this week. That's absolutely stunning. All black, black wheels. Really like that. So obviously I had to get a couple of tickets on that. I got 3 tickets on it. Yeah, now the higher spec models has got the second screen around there where the heater controls are. But is that such a great loss? I mean, don't we prefer actual buttons and knobs and dials and things rather than screens? I mean, you got your screen for your sat nav and everything there and your radio. So, you know, that's no big loss, is it? And it's got the glass roof as well, which I don't think opens looking at it because it's too big to open. It's got nowhere to go, is it? But it looks like there's a blind at the back that'll slide back and forth. That's probably electric. But yeah, I got 3 tickets on that one. So what else we got? Mercedes A-Class. I've never liked those. Pig ugly. Although brilliant engineering. Little off-road buggy thing. That'd be a scream. RS6 Avant, I love those, but 20,000 tickets and I wouldn't want the cost of running it. Nice Transit Custom, Motion R van, that's quite tasty. This Skoda Yeti's a nice little thing, 50 to the gallon, automatic, diesel, 4x4, it's got off-road mode on there. Nice little buy that would be for somebody, only 4,000 tickets. And the tickets were, at the moment, just under £7 each. Land Rover Defender, yeah, too costly to run and likely to get nicked if you could insure it. And Tesla Model S Performance. Now, see, I like the concept of a Tesla. Tickets are pricey on that because only 2,000 tickets. I like the whole concept of a Tesla, but the build quality apparently is not that good, and I genuinely don't think that the recharging infrastructure is anywhere near being good enough to be able to run one of these. But some people have got these and they charge them up outside the house, and if they do, that works out perfectly well because it's a lot cheaper to charge overnight and it's fully charged then before they go in the morning, but not my cup of tea. Alright, so that's it for me, guys. Let me know how you got on. Give me a coordinate now for Saturday. We'll make another video on Saturday. We can see where we think the average is going to be. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for submitting a coordinate and good luck.